It's too late for me, my friends. Once I gave refuge to the notion, even for a moment, there was no turning back to comfort again. Only a lifetime of defeats, more or less spectacular. So I'll march on to your court dates. I'll gather court dates of my own. I'll miss the ones in prisons and the ones who never made it there. The ones who said, onward comrades to our death, with ruin on their breath, who waited centuries on their tongues. Loaded failed manifestos in their guns, as if defeat repeated often could someday mean we had won. Our history's a vacant lot, littered with empty bank accounts, sobbing parents' broken bones. Glorious songs and lengthy prison terms, a handful of moments that were truly our own. In between desperate gasping for air worth breathing and times worth living. In between desperate gasping for air worth breathing and times worth living. Came to this world a loaded handgun, firing at random, hit the people who were closest, not the ones who deserved it. And some of them still don't talk to me, can't say I blame them for a second. I'll try to aim more carefully, but it's too late for that, I reckon. But not too late for regret. I'll walk barefoot and smoke inside any chance I get. But in the meantime, come on, let's go for a ride like we used to, pistols drawn, screaming liberty or death. Although I think we wanted both somehow, but we'll take the cash instead. Stack it high, my friend, till it reaches to the sky, and us and God can call it even. And look each other in the eyes like you did to the county prosecutor. Told them that you were the shooter, but they'd never take you alive. Grabbed his pen and stabbed him in the eye, ran off, never to be seen again. When they strike, hit back harder. If you can't just hit back meaner, everybody's got a name and an address and fragile bones to protect what's beating in their chest. Lash out and vanish into mist. Gumshoes can take one in the head. Same to anyone who's ever seen a cop and didn't bludgeon them to death. Same to anyone who's ever had a job and didn't hang their fucking boss off the roof at the post office. So come on, let's take a ride like we used to, daggers drawn, screaming liberty or death. Although I think we wanted both somehow. Came in this world a loaded handgun, I'll leave it empty or not at all. Today, when I'm a better man than this, I'll listen to the stack of folk punk demo. I'll be eating apples and vegetables and shit by then. I'll breathe in more oxygen than smoke. And I won't reference books that I haven't read, or that I read so doped up that I couldn't talk. I'll learn to like animals, even your fucking dog. Someday, I won't be able to give you a ride to work, 'cause I sold the car to print consent scenes for every high school kid in the country. Plant vegetables across the street. Neighbors and tweakers pass by, will stop for something to eat. We'll set up milk crates as a free box. Then we'll get arrested by the cops. And if we fight back, then we'll get beaten and arrested on felony charges by the fucking cops. Down the gates, buses will block off the street, 'cause nothing else is worth to stop those fuckers in PP. We'll clog up the system, we'll grind streamline to a stop. Then we'll get arrested by the cops. And if we fight back, then we'll get beaten and arrested on felony charges by the fucking cops. Then we'll all get lined up and shot by fascists and just communists and liberals who've been waiting all along to be the fascist cops. Guess there probably isn't. There's a darkness in my bones. It reaches all the way down to the mud. There's a spark that's in your eyes. It catches flame, and it burns all through my blood. Locked up or raided, it's reason enough to go all in, to raise the stakes, to call the bluff, to burn all the world down for the sake of the ash, for the things that we've got coming through the storm of gasoline and broken glass. This morning I can't tell if I'm anarchist or religious, or if there's even a difference. If I'm waiting for the right time to act, well, is it? There's a darkness in my bones. It reaches all the way down to the mud. There's a spark that's in your eyes, it catches flame, and it burns all through my blood. station. Got back on the bus again. We've been this way since you met me, heart's not heavy but empty. And once the song to raise me up, and now there's nothing, so I stumbled home a broken man. Blood on my hands, dead on my feet. Shut down where I stand. With blood on my hands, dead on my feet. Shut where I stand. Freedom is beautiful and terrible. It's nothing soft and sweet. It's used bullets on the sidewalk, fires across the street. It's you moving in with your new boyfriend in Oakland. It's a pack of wild dogs on a road without a street lamp. It's roaches in the bathroom, mice in the kitchen, and no one left to blame for the way I've been living. It's mice in the kitchen, roaches in the bathroom, no one left to blame. I woke up late in this class again, and so I brewed a pot of coffee and went back to bed. Stacked some bread, selling junk from the back of the shed. Off the fence, cause the front's being washed by the feds. And we've been this way since. We've been alive, reckless and shy, so I set fire to the house and took off running. I hope that you won't mind. I burned down the house to get myself out of this hell alive. I burned down the house to get myself out, I hope you don't mind. Freedom is nothing soft and sweet, it's beautiful and terrible. It's admitting everything that I don't want anyone to know. It's telling people that I love, I stole from them when they weren't looking. It's fucking up so many times, they won't pick up when I call them. It's watching people die cause they got back in it, and knowing that I don't have any say in it. It's watching people die, knowing I don't get any say.
Who are you people? Why are you in my room? Dying. How is everybody? Why do I do this to myself? What are you talking about? Why are you in mine? All right. Let's see what just popped over here. Let's see. Just chugged a shake. Fucking got home. Got home. Chugged a shake. Cleaned the bong. Did a few push-ups. No. Got home. Started cleaning the bong. Started the shake. Did a few push-ups. Finished making the shake. Finished cleaning the bong. Chugged the shake. Came in here. Fuck. Yeah, the stomach's a little rattled at the moment. For sure. I'm going to let that settle. Hopefully the perfectly legal tobacco will do that. Well, it will assist in that, shall we say. I've got shit to say about Uvalde. A lot of people do, but a lot of people don't have high-end firearms training. So, I think a lot of people don't have shit to say. That's the truth of the matter. There's a lot of people saying a lot of shit. A lot of fucking streamers and a lot of fucking talking heads with commentary, but there's a lot of fucking people that, one, have barely ever held a gun, two, let alone done actual fucking training with it. And 3, trained people. Right? Like, I have an opinion on this video that, I don't know, is informed, right? Like, there's shit I immediately fucking was popping out to me when I was watching the video. And I'm like, dude, there's not the fucking people. They're like, everybody's like on the phone thing. Everybody's on the phone. They were checking their phone. Look, we'll get to the phone, but the phone is neither here nor there. It's the Sewell position that immediately popped for every gun guy. I guarantee every fucking trainer in the land saw the Sewell position. We'll get into it. It's a thing. Everybody saw the photo, right? Let me try and find this photo. If not, I have the video. I'll just screen grab the fucking video if we have to. Which, by the way, I'm going to say outright, I'm offended by this video. Yeah, okay. They censored the screams. They cut the screams entirely from the video. They just put a black box up in the top left saying, you know, editor's note, child scream removed, basically. They've got some fucking thing about the editor's note. That offends me. That legitimately offends me. I want the unedited, raw video of this. I want the historical record intact. I want to see and hear and experience this horrible, visceral experience. I do not want to see this cleaned up version of it with all sorts of fucking warnings on it. How it's disturbing and viewer discretion advised and all of this shit. And this guy, I think it's this guy who checks his phone. Wait, is it this guy or who checks his phone? It's one of these idiots. It's gotta be him. Yeah, it's gotta be him. Yes, this guy. This guy's the famous one. All right. Let's do this. I'm gonna do this. How do we do this? How are we gonna do this? We're gonna do this way. Bear with me. We're doing this live, bitches, and you know, doing it lightly inebriated. Okay, so you to you and you to you. There we go. This is fine. We can show this. All right, this guy, and yeah, also without the screams, the police. Yeah, no. I want the I want unedited video. I'm pissed. This guy's the famous one, right? This is the guy with the Punisher logo. Okay, so this is a fucked up Sewell position, right? You're gonna see a few of these. Marcus, I just read your comment about not. Yeah, okay. So this is a Sewell position. Okay? There's a few ways to modify this. Okay, you're going to want to note my elbow. Notice how it's locked up. My shoulder is locked up as a result. My elbow is almost literally at a flat 90, right? I'm like this. Pistol locked in, right? This is a Sewell position. It's called Sewell because it's Portuguese for south. A pair of instructors, firearms trainers, were down in Brazil. Joseph and Larson. Those are their last names. They were in Brazil training Brazilian cops. And Brazilian cops are so horrific. S tier. Okay, S tier. These guys take the fucking cake. They were lasering and muzzling everyone and everything. They had no trigger discipline. They had no muzzle control whatsoever. They had zero awareness of their surroundings. Okay, so Larson, and so we're talking like range training. And these are the guys that infamously like sweep and shit. Like you talk to them from behind and they sweep back. And they're like, what? That sort of shit. Okay? They could not, for the life of them, handle their guns worth of shit. So, so Max Joseph and Brian Larson, they come up with this Sewell position. It locks off your fucking arm. It puts your shoulder in a literal, like, active mode. Your pistol is 2 axes off of where it needs to be to do any harm other than, this is the hilarious part about the Sewell position. If you fuck up, you're going to shoot your foot or your dick off. Abdomen too, if you're fat. Right? So in a Sewell position, the likelihood of anyone getting injured is it's you. You're going to shoot your dick off. This was, I'm not bullshitting here. This is straight up like, this is welcome to the family. This is the family business that I grew up with, right? If someone is in the Sewell position, right, to activate, okay, so this is what we call a ready position. Okay, this is what we call a ready position. Now, in a, what I would teach you, if I were to, I'm not, but if I were to teach this class, it would be called what's called a floating stance. I need you to be relaxed. I need you to keep that muzzle downward, but I also need you to keep it floating because it needs to be aware of its surroundings. Now, the benefit of this, from a kinesiological standpoint, for a shooter, is that to go from a floating ready position to an active warn to an engage, it requires merely engagement. So whether you were going to go to a warn off position or whether you were to go to an active engagement position and you were right up, right? It takes inaction. Now, from a Sewell position, it takes disengagement of the shoulder. It takes a 2-axis realign of the muzzle to get it on target. Now, what's the side effect of this? The side effect of this is that people who shoot from a Sewell position versus a floating position, their first target round is rarely on target. Their first cold round, very rarely does it go on target. The weight of a firearm is significant, and when adrenaline's pumping and you're moving two gross motor movements you're doing a multiple joint compound movement and 2 axes of change with this weight in your hand, the muzzle very rarely comes on target correctly the first shot. A floating position, very easy to get to. So it takes an active disengagement and then an engagement to actually shoot from a Sewell position. A Sewell position. Now, why does this position exist? Why does this ready position exist? It exists because a pair of trainers, firearms trainers from North America, were hired by the Brazilian police department to train their officers in the most modern, effective techniques. And while that pair of trainers was engaging the police department in Brazil, they found them to be so wantonly incompetent that they created what is now known as the Sewell position. You teach the Sewell position mostly to cops. And if you look into firearms groups, this is a very contentious issue. This is very much Stool position bad, stool position good, stool position you just don't understand it, and it's got, okay, so the good and the you don't understand it, almost always associated with police or military. Not so much military. But usually you will see this within sheriffs and police departments and those trainers, that they're circles of it. Outside of that, you will hear heavy critique of the stool position because of the kinesiological and the statistical. And the fact that it was solely created to nerf a fucking bunch of cops who are shit with their firearms. Now you know what I know. He's not only not in a stool position correctly, he's engaging his phone and has swept himself in the process. Why do you think the trainers taught these officers the stool position? There are two options here. One, it is a standard part of their training package, and they train all officers in the stool position. Or two, this is the bunch of fucking absolute bench, fourth tier, fucking absolute amateur squad that you don't want even near a firearm, frankly, but fuck it. We're going to have to teach them how to handle these things so at least they only shoot their own dick off. Now, it very much could be the first option. They train them all in it. It's becoming industry standard. Most police departments train in the stool position because of the 360-degree awareness that it brings to. But since there's when you're in the field, moving amongst each other and other civilians, that there are benefits to the stool position. That it provides a 360 degrees, how they sell it. I mean, you gotta count shooting yourself somewhere in the degrees, right? So, whatever that is. Yeah, so that will be the counter argument, is that this is a best practice scenario, and that these individuals actually are in fact showing the highest level of caution with their firearms. I've presented both sides. But this is something that pops out at someone who has a level of experience with firearms. Immediately. So yeah, there's my little dissertation on what popped out at me for this. Because everybody else is the Punisher shit. I promise you. I've even seen it once on one of the gun forums already. Stool position. This is the thing that gun guys notice, is how he's holding that firearm, because there's information there. Yeah, he's got the fucking thin blue line Punisher logo on his lock screen. He's a fucking chud cop. Who would have guessed, right? But what's more interesting in this this video is the display of amateurishness for everybody to see. It was astounding. From the stool position to the tack vest mishaps, to the scrambling, to the attempt at the crawl and the abort of the crawl because he was too fat and old to do the crawl. Like, the fact that it took them like a half an hour to realize they could flank this position. Dude, I'm serious. As somebody who has, like, grew up, this is, like I said at the beginning of this rant, welcome to the family business, right? I grew up in this shit. I taught safety classes, for fuck's sake. I was a teenager. Adults would come in and be so condescending. And I'm like, I'm the safest motherfucker in this room. You're all liable to get us dead. I know what I'm doing. Like, I approach this insanely safely. Yeah, I handled all of our safety trainings. So, like, immediately there was a whole bunch of stuff that started popping out at this. that I was like, oh, this is fucked. Jam Tomb, what's up? Thanks for the raid. I was just in the middle of a fucking rant. It's a dissertation on firearms ready positions and engagement styles and the historical context and creation thereof. Like, this is the shit. This is what I was talking about. Like, people do not, like, this is a lot of fucking streamers, a lot of fucking talking heads talking. But this is immediate. I was like, oh yeah, I can read this differently than a lot of other people can. Yeah. They went to the same school a week earlier. Dude, they did 2 fucking training sorties in that school. How was your stream, Jammed? What'd you guys get up to? What's up, name? Yeah. Yeah, it's I was like, yay, fucking, hey, I spent years doing it. I spent years in that, guys. Like, that was a significant portion of my, like, teenage years. I put a lot of fucking hours looking down a barrel, and, like, that was, yeah, it was a thing. Oh, nice. Yeah, Mint Nerd always comes. Brings the music. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you had a good time. Twerking Squid. Yeah, that was, dude, that popped immediately. I don't know what the Twitch policy is. I'd watch the video. There's nothing, the kid is blurred. The screams are fucking deadened. Like, there's no screams in the video. All you hear is the gunshots, which, frankly, you want a really brutal opinion? I'm surprised his his body count was as low as it was. Legit. I have questions. Did he just pull some shots? Like, what happened? There's a lot of gunshots, y'all. There's a fair amount of gunshots. I'd like to go through and count them and see what the ratio was. But yeah, it struck me partway through the video. I was like, there should be, like, more dead kids. Like, what happened? Fuck. And I mean, you can't really get a read on a fair amount of it. Like, because they've deadened the screams. Like, you don't know what's going on in those silent parts of when the kids are screaming. Like, that's when you hear their voices. I don't know if it's just screams or other kids saying things and screams. I am offended by this video. I'm not kidding you. I'm legitimately, truly offended. This video is important. This is a part of the historical record, and it is ridiculous that we have to put up with a censored version of the events that had occurred there. Like, I'm sorry. Is it not in our interest to know this information? Look, if you can't handle it, don't worry about it. Don't watch it. Don't listen to it. Censor yourself. Don't censor me. I'll decide what I can and can't watch and listen to, what I can't take on board, when I can't compartmentalize. I do not. Yeah, give me the whole fucking thing. I want all that body cam footage too, because there's some included body cam footage. I want all of it. Enough of this bullshit. It exists. Let me see it. Because from what I've already seen, it's a goddamn fucking, it's a 3-ring circus in there. Legit. The instant, I'm not kidding you. This video basically starts, and then, like, the kid busts in and shit like that, and, you know, so there's some pop. But the video doesn't start until the cops get there. I'm not kidding you. A lot of fucking, dude, this video doesn't start until the cops show up. Yeah. It's an angry fucking fucked up society. Absolutely screwed this one. It's fucking, dude, there's so much shit to talk about there, but we've had that conversation 1,000 times now. We know what that was. That happened again. The conversation starts when the cops show up. Because when the cops show up, Holy fuck. It's like a fucking, you can hear the Benny Hill music behind it. I'm not kidding you. There's a fucking dude who comes scrambling down the hallway, falling out of his tack vest, overweight, too old to be there, too fat to be there, fucking in this tack vest that he has not correctly fucking put on whatsoever. Like literally scrambling down the hallway, falling out of his tack vest. This is like a fucking comedy routine at this point. And that's the beginning. Like, you're like, what the fuck? Because they poke down there. They go down there before everybody has arrived. They take a poke at it, and they fucking realize what's up. Like, that dude's got a fucking rig on him. He's strapped. He was properly strapped. He had a fucking rig on him. And fucking they realized what they encountered, and they fucking immediately just beat feet down that hallway. And very much, this dude's falling out of his gear. It is like a fucking comedy routine. You can drop Benny Hill in the background and this shit plays. Then you've got the fucking cop showing up with the goddamn thin blue line Punisher fucking phone and the lock screen that soul position, fucking sweeps his own hand in soul position even. Fucking this dummy's been... I've already done the rant on the soul position. Look, if you fucking go watch the VOD, I give you the actual history of this position, this ready position for the cops. Those that came in with jammed, you may not be my crew. Welcome to it. I grew up in fucking firearms family, but training. I have trained people. Like this is the family business, right? Like the ready position that this dude is in was created for bad cops. It is literally, the whole idea of it was at least they only shoot themselves when they fucking have shit trigger discipline in this position. So look, it could be industry standard that they're just teaching all cops that now, or hey, this dumb fuck has literally been, like, they trained this crew in the Sewell position because the fucking trainers came in and were like, oh dear sweet Jesus. Put them in Sewell, at least they'll only shoot their own dick. Right? Dude rocks up, fucking thin blue line Punisher phone, checking his fucking messages while he's standing on a goddamn corner in the middle of an active shooter. By the way, right down there, right up there, yeah, that's where the shooting is happening. He's fucking checking his phone. I don't know. He could be getting emergency texts. Who the fuck knows? It's probably not him getting dinged by his wife, but it could fucking be. I don't know what's on that phone and what he's looking at, but I do know there's a thin blue line Punisher logo on his lock screen, and this dumb motherfucker's already swept his own hand to get the fucking phone up. Like, this is the whole video is just bad. It's just bad. It's bad. Like, it from a professional point of view, it is legitimately bad. The dude having to fucking tell his officer to drop the rifle so he can walk down the hallway. Like, he's starting to cross and he's like, hey, drop the gun. He was gonna fucking walk. He didn't seem like he was gonna, he didn't read that this guy was coming in at an angle. And he started taking steps towards that direction before he even told the dude to drop his fucking rifle. So, like, I'm not sure which two of these dumb motherfuckers would have ended up fucking up the worst, but somebody might have gotten shot there if Dummy McGee wasn't like, oh yeah, put your gun down. Right? Like, there was a whole bunch of shit in that video that legitimately was like, Are you fucking with me? Seriously. Like, seriously. Like, and then Bortak shows up and shit starts happening. That's the truth of the matter. Till you see the fucking Bortak dude come out at the end who was like embedded. Who fucking took the bullet to his fucking helmet, who was off duty. He was just like in a barber shop nearby or some shit. And he came in and he was the closest one doing most of the work, apparently. You don't even see him on camera most of the time because he's like right in the fucking like pocket, basically. And you see him coming out at the end, fucking the helmet swinging by the side. I'm like, oh, hey, those are the guys that actually did something. Fuck the state, fuck the feds, fuck their bullshit, fucking a border patrol, ICE special agent bullshit, fucking wannabe SWAT team, SEAL team 6 pseudo bull crap that is BORTAC. But they are the only ones that actually did something, it seems like, when, you know, kids were screaming and, you know, being shot. So, you know, hey guys, the supervillain, you know, saved a kitten. That's that side, right? It's like, oh, fucking BORTAC came to the rescue. Great. The fucking Lex Luthor took a second from just trying to destroy the universe to pet a fucking puppy on the side of the road. Let's all fawn over them. But hey, Lex Luthor took a moment and fucking pet the puppy. So let's acknowledge that they pet the puppy. Fuck is what it is. These guys were fucking rookie. I'm not kidding you. I have had in my time CCW fucking permittees, right? People who are doing the fucking firearms training that is required by the state. We did Arizona and Nevada familially. We worked Arizona and Nevada. We had people who did CCW training that I legit would put up against them. No problem. Moms and dads and grandpas and shit like that. I'm not kidding you. I'm like, yeah, I've seen people in just the most basic firearms classes that I legitimately believe would have handled that situation better. Cops are the worst trained firearms handlers in this country. Straight up. Out of every group that receives training and works with firearms, they are by and far the craziest fucking group. They are terrible. And every gun circle talks mad shit about cops. It's only when lefties and fucking anti-cop people enter the room and start talking. They're on the line. They're behind the line. They immediately come to their defense. You're going to get, but if you're in the circle, if you're in there for those conversations, dude, they make fun of cops all the time. All the time. We all know the stories, right? Like even before the internet, like really, like, you know, even like late 90s, right? Like familially, we knew about the fucking, dude, gun culture is a thing. They talk. We knew about the cop in Boston who fucking was chasing down a suspect and fucking tackles the dude. Fucking gun goes skittering. He takes the gun. He fucking puts it in his fucking waistband because he's a fucking genius. He goes in and fucking to remove the gun and fucking sweeps the trigger on the way up and fucking shoots his own fucking dick. Like every gun like group, all the private gun owners in training circles and the people who are really in it, they all know about this shit. They've been on this fucking thing for years and years and years because the cops fucking actually make them look bad. They're like, dude, they're some of the worst. They are terrible. They put minimal rounds downrange. When you're like a gun person, you put as many rounds downrange as you possibly can afford and have the time to do, right? Like when you're in those circles, it's like if you're a rock climber, you climb. If you're a skier, you ski. If you're a shooter, you shoot, right? Like it's something they actively do and they have fun doing. And so like most gun people in this country are super into it. So they have far more experience, and experience is what's necessary. Cops put minimal rounds downrange because those rounds are being paid out of the fucking police department's budget, right? Like all of this is time off of patrol. This is time that they could be ticketing. This is down income plus expenditure, right? Like it's so they don't spend. Most cops aren't gun guys. So they like their gun. Don't get me wrong. They very much like their guns, but they're not gun guys usually. Right? So this is a thing. So the gun circles in this country for years have been shitting on cops. It's just they won't do it in front of anybody who, you know, would come at cops. That's all. That's true. I've spent way too much money on ammo. Yeah. Yeah, I know, right, Dig? If my kid was in that school, I would have drove my damn car into the building to get him out. Yeah. I mean, I've already made that statement. I was the first. I don't know if anybody's even balls at fucking... Dude, what was the parents? Get your ass in there. Fucking, that's your brain on statism. Dude, handle business. Oh no, does this turn into a fund the police chud army? Are you? Nah. There's no amount of funding that you can, like, here's the thing. It's not their firearms. It's not their shit firearms handling that's killing most of the people. This is why, like, okay, you ever wonder why cops throw so many rounds downrange? Yeah, it's that. They have no trigger discipline. They have no awareness of the situation. They go into fucking myopic mode. They tend to even their debriefs usually are shit. Like, the whole process is they just throw 60 rounds. They they mag dump. They just mag dump. Like, it's the craziest shit. You watch it from the outside for somebody who's like, you know, you're like, holy shit, dude, they just mag dump. A lot of these cops, a lot of these shootings, you're just like, holy fuck, man. There was like no trigger discipline there. You just started pulling. Like, dude, every fucking pull should be a conscious shot, conscious action. There should be no just fucking this shit. What the fuck are you doing? Right? Like, it should be bang, 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 bang. Like, it should be thought. Reno 911 is an accurate depiction of U.S. cops. Legitimately, it is. It for real. It's pathetic. It is. Yeah. Oh my god, just ask the chud with the rifle to drop his barrel. This was oh my god, just yeah, Aspen. I was told that they're trained to mag dump because the odds of hitting the target are low. Yeah, Cupcake. Again, see the Sewell position? Trainers who train cops have to come up with methods. I don't think the training schools I'm familiar with don't train cops to mag dump. Could there be groups out there now training cops to mag dump because of the statistical likelihood that they're going to miss? The cynic in me says, yeah, probably, because dude, firearms trainers with cops just have to sometimes be like, oh, Jesus Christ. All right, so this is what we're doing. What? It's a new technique. I learned it in training in Israel. Really? Oh, yeah. Fucking Israel. It's like Mossad and shit over there. Yeah. I learned it in Israel. Okay. It's called the spray and pray. Fucking A. Because that's what you're talking about, Cupcake. You're talking about a spray and pray. Like, that's... What's Hebrew for spray and pray? Because that's what you'd have to be like, yeah. Jesus Christ. Cops are fucking terrifying, not in a scary monster way, but the ignorance and bloodthirsty ignorance way. Yeah. Yep. I just watched Keanu do some of his guns IRL. Do his gun runs IRL. That's clearly not mag dumping. Yeah, no, Aspen. Like, he's legitimately one of the finest examples of modern firearms handling. Like, he is legitimately a master at what he does. This is a part of his craft. And he is legitimately good at what he does. He is not pretending. He is not faking. At this point, he could be the trainer on set very easily. Like that's he works with different people because different people bring different techniques, and he's constantly growing and learning. That's the mark of a master. But no, legitimately, he's like his real world runs, like, because for those of you who don't know, Keanu Reeves really does. He's a gun guy. In real life, like he does competition shooting, like he does sport shooting as well. Like it's just one of those things he is a gun guy as well. And no, he's for real. Dude knows what he's doing. Some of it's stylized for the Hollywood movies, but no, he's what he knows transfers to the real world in real shooting. And he's been able to demonstrate in competition that no, he's very effective as a shooter. Yeah, the guy's he's legit. Like he's a legit shooter. For shits and giggles. Yes, is this it? Oh, Jesus Christ.
לרסס ולהתפלל.
Okay. All right, hang on. We can work with this.
לרסס ולהתפלל. לרסס ולהתפלל. לרסס ולהתפלל. לרסס ולהתפלל. לרסס ולהתפלל.
Yeah, I'm not gonna butcher it, but yes, spray and pray. Yes, it's exactly. I mean, that's if they are being taught to mag dump. That's what we used to call it. Allah says he'll only eat Palel. It was supposedly Hebrew. That almost sounds. It almost sounds French. Yeah. It'd be funny if they're actually being taught to mag dump. Oh, God. If the cops are being taught to mag dump, that'd be hilarious. It wouldn't surprise me. Fucking soul. I don't know if it's standard. Are we just training cops now? I'm going to have to ask around. Virgin spray and pray versus Chad, overly patient sniper. Perfect, boss. Perfect. Oh my God, are you kidding me, Marcus? Do we have a trainer? Like, see, this is the thing. When they say shit like this, I want to know like who like what department and who trained who. All right, so yeah. Okay, I see that, but like. Oh, fuck you. Yeah, I was gonna. It should be that terminated. Oof. I mean, he's fucking. Even still, we wouldn't say terminated. There is no sources cited here. They don't cite any. Okay. All right. At least this guy. We got a name on fucking something at least. Yeah, I don't want the wrestler. Maybe? It says, okay. Okay. Maybe this guy. Yeah, see, this is the understanding I have of it. Quick succession. I'm sorry, Alexander. That's fucking apologia. Just because they're firearmed. No. Just no. Their firearm is not capable of mag dumping 15 rounds in rapid succession just because, no, go fuck yourself. Fear. Yeah, that I'm fine with. When the section, here's my problem. The section that they have about how they're taught to mag dump, they have no sources cited whatsoever for that section. After this is not what this dude was talking about. I gotta tell you, like, that's, I mean, dude, my family's been out of the business for a while, but, like, you know, stepdad's still an FFL holder and deeply entrenched in gun culture. But, like, you don't train, night wordy. You don't fucking mag dump. Viscous. I would willingly do that entire spiel again about, dude, Viscous, did you see the fucking, the Uvalde, shooting footage? Dude, the cops are the worst fucking firearms handlers, man. They're just terrible. Yeah, I don't know. Like, your gun, dude, Viscous, dude, do you know anything about the Sewell position? How Viscous, you're all about, like, the guns themselves. You're not, like, about the weirdo fucking training shit, are you? Because I was on the training side. Okay, yeah. See, that's the thing. You can identify, like, a fucking Mosin Nagant at fucking 400 yards, but I wouldn't be able to, pick one out of a lineup most days, right? But I can tell you about the Sewell position and ready positions and how you actively use the firearms. Like, that was my side of it. I didn't really care about the guns themselves. I just wanted the ones that worked for me. They were tools. But, like, yeah, oh yeah, dude, there's a whole conversation there. I can't wait to have that conversation with you. You will have so much fun with that. Yeah, dude, there's all sorts of inside baseball about how the cops are standing and how they're using their firearms and stuff. Yeah, there's all sorts of inside baseball. Like, you can read the screen, man. Dude, yeah. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Dude, they're the worst. They're the worst. Just for the hell of it, I took the Citizens Academy offer by my local PD. Dear sweet Jesus. When they took us to the range, that's how we got taught, was to mag dump, and they talked to us about how cops are trained. Jesus Christ. I really think the role cops in academy are teaching mag dump versus discipline shooting. Okay. I mean, like I said from the beginning, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, that was definitely not what we trained in. But for sure, fucking absolutely. We'll get what the fuck? This is some anime hair. There's some fucking anime hair or some shit. Yeah, I saw some dumbass shit on that footage screenshots. I was like, damn, I could perform better in that situation. I've had no formal training at all. No, dude, Viscous, I've already said, I had people in, like, CCW and safety classes and stuff when I was a trainer. 100%. I'm like, dude, moms and fucking grandmas and shit, that I'd be like, yeah, dude, they would have handled that way better. Yeah. Dig, it didn't used to be. No, it used to be disciplined shooting. It used to be trigger awareness. It used to be you shoot until the threat has been eliminated or neutralized. Right? If you're a personal shooter, here's what you always say. I felt threatened and I shot to incapacitate. This is what we always trained. This is not legal, hashtag not legal advice. But that was the key phrase. I felt threatened and I shot to incapacitate. Which, Viscous, they're not really that impressive of toys. I mean, the M-Raps are interesting, I suppose, but, I mean, coming from an FFL family, right, like, my stepfather's FFL, dude, that's law enforcement and military hardware. Like, that's just part of it. So we always had the, like, different gear laying around, and I gotta tell you, like, the civilians are comparable. Yeah, it used to be fucking trigger discipline, but I mean, if they're teaching them SUL positions and they've got them fucking mag dumping, I mean, a SUL position plus a mag dump is a nightmare. Don't some clubs and insurers literally hand out business cards on what to say to a cop after you shot someone? Marcus, very much. There are firearms insurance companies for CCW holders and firearms owners that are insurance policies. My family has one as well. Yeah. That in case of. And so, yeah, they all have their own version. Yeah, dude, Viscous, it's fucking useless. It's useless. It's useless. Right? Burst fire is fucking useful. Burst fire is useful. Full auto is fucking useless. What, are you gonna hold it on fucking on target? I mean, did you have a bipod? You gonna fucking mount this thing? Because, I mean, that's the likelihood. Because how many rounds do you have of experience shooting this thing full auto? Right? How in shape are you? Right? You're going to have to muscle that gun. Right? Like, it's useless. Full auto is useless. It's a military thing. It's very useful for spraying a battlefield. It's very useful for laying down covering fire in a general area. But full auto is, yeah, it's a gimmick. It's a gimmick outside of, like, absolutely just spraying a group. Like, there's no use for it. It's so once you do it a few times, you're like, you know, it's exciting, it's fun, but it's not useful. 3-round burst is useful. That's 3-round burst is super useful on a rifle. But only if you're dealing with humans usually. That's human engagement. But for the most part, yeah, single pull. That's it. Yeah, it's just for mag dumping into trash. Yeah. Sweating before 2 buttons labeled hating insurance companies and never talk to police. Yeah. Yeah, it just is. So, yeah, like there's absolutely nothing that I could, like, oh, he joined for the toys. Why then? He's an idiot. Like, he's an idiot. There's no toys. Nothing that you can't get elsewhere. Yeah, no, Viscous, it actually, 3-round bursts work. Like, they put in work. But, you know, yeah. It's just the whole thing. The whole thing. Some of you weren't here. Here's the deal, Viscous. And for others. Sorry if you were here for it already. I won't be able to do it with the same passion. My energy's gone. Or at least that level of energy's gone. All right, so Viscous, you see how this guy's holding this gun? Right? That position, that locked off position, that's called the SUL position. All right? He's doing it incorrectly, by the way. So here's the deal. It's like this. So you basically flat, 90, right? You lock the shoulder, and it's down like this, right? That's the SUL position. It was created by these pair of trainers, Max Joseph and I think Brian Larson. They were down in Brazil training fucking Brazilian cops. And the cops were so bad. They were so they were so bad. They were sweeping and lasering everyone and everything, even during training, like out in public. Like they were so bad. These two come up with what's called the Sul position. Sul is Portuguese for south. South. Okay. It actively engages the shoulder. It puts the elbow in an unnatural position. It forces the gun 2 axes off position downward. The only thing you can hit if you misfire is your foot, your dick, or your gut. So the only person who's actually ever really in danger in the Sul position is the person holding the firearm. Okay? This is their ready position. Okay? Now, to go from a normal floating ready position, right, Viscous, usually down here, nice neutral stance, awareness of where your muzzle is, and then up to a warn, up to an engage, right? All right, so the floating position down here, right, just requires an active engagement of this muscle set, right? You're moving your shoulder, you're moving your elbow, you're engaging your wrist, you're hitting your head, right? It's a very quick up. To get from a Sul position to a shooting engagement, you have to disengage the shoulder, drop it, unlock the elbow, change 2 axes of direction in a gross movement to get it to the final position, to shooting position. As a result of this, shooters coming out of the Sul ready position almost never land their first round on target. Now, if they're being taught to mag dump on top of carrying Sul ready positions, the likelihood of them putting 4/5 of their rounds off target, it's pretty high. It's pretty high. Yeah. That's so like Viscous, this is the sort of shit that like from like the tactical side, from like the trainer side, this is immediately the sort of shit that's popping out, right? Like some of these guys are ready positions and how they actively engage and how they move and carry themselves. I'm like, dude, this is a fucking shit show. Like this position, look, if you told me that now rural cops or cops in general were being taught to default carry in Sul and mag dump, I'd be like, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Because they're so terrible with their firearms that they'll shoot everybody around them if you don't put them into a Sul position. And the only way to get them to actually throw a target throw a round on target in an active engagement is to just mag dump, because they're fucking useless. They have no discipline whatsoever. They have no precision. Even their ready positions aren't going to provide precision. There's no, like, this is just a shit show. Like, this is just an active shit show. Yeah, it was like, holy shit. We live in a fascist police state. Yup. It's some privilege. Look at me. I can afford a proper dick piercing nonsense. Some of us pretend it was an accident on the job like real Americans. Yeah. So there you go. Oh yeah, no, it's fucking, dude. Like I said, fucking hombre. Dude, it takes them 35 minutes, I think, to realize they can flank the position. Like, it was, I'm not surprised they didn't engage. Honestly, truthfully, hombre, I'm not surprised they didn't engage. based on the level of capability that they had, I don't think they would have been psychologically prepared to like take the step. They'd have shot the dude, don't get me wrong, but he posed too much of a threat to them, and they couldn't see a way to surmount that threat without maximal harm to themselves. So they hesitated because they couldn't strategize, and you could see that they couldn't strategize. Look, I get it. Everybody wants them to be fucking heroes in this situation. They want them to be the parents and rush in. But this is why you train. This is why you train. This is why you train. And this is just a demonstration of why cops are even more ineffective as an entity, right? Like, it's not just the racism. It's not just the built-in everything, right? They need like the they've decided to recruit dumb, fearful, racist people. The overlay with dumb, racist people and coward is going to be quite high. And so you see in that moment, when it is finally time to step up to the plate and do what they've so proudly, and you know they fucking have dangled that in people's fucking faces. They've used it in arguments online and in conversations, right? Like, you know it has been. When the moment finally comes and there's a kid with a fucking rifle that can drop you like that, and you can't get around the corner without him being able to really take a pot shot at you, and now he's barricading himself in the fucking room. I don't know how to get in there. I don't know how to get in there. I barely know how to fucking hold this gun. The inexperience, the lack of training, the lack of knowledge, combined with the cowardice, they froze. They didn't even just freeze. They paced. They shuffled. They hemmed, they hawed, they moved around to try and seem busy and stay active. They knew they were guilty. They were trying to look busy at certain points. They got bored. A few of them checked phones. A few of them wandered outside. But only when somebody who had training and experience showed up and seized the scene did action actually occur. Those local cops froze. Because of course they did. They didn't ever for a second think that they'd be taking a fucking round. No. They just want to get home to their wife. They want a good pension. They want health care. They want a sense of power and privilege. They want to have a higher social status in their community. Hero? No. I want to feel like a hero without having to act like a hero. Because if I wanted to be a hero, I'd be a firefighter, right? Not a cop. Firefighters are heroes. Right? They fucking run into burning buildings and save puppies and babies and fucking grandmas fucking throwing them over their shoulder. And everybody loves a firefighter. They're heroes. But they have to take risks every day. That's a problem. Like real risks. You can't shoot your way out of a fire. That's like... that's not a thing that you can do. And, you know, you have to have actually empathy. You have to actually know stuff. You have to have medical training. You have to be capable and competent. You have to be at least semi-functional human being. So, am I surprised these cops froze? No. I just admittedly take a very perverted sense of satisfaction. Because the truth of the matter is those kids were going to die one way or the other, right? Not those kids in particular. I just mean those kids. This is not a problem we'll be solving anytime soon in this country. You know that, right? So, you know, that. No, those kids were going to die one way or the other. No, I'm just thankful that we got such a wonderful public display finally. For what many of us have known. Experientially, intellectually, either or. But, yeah. I don't think it's wrong to admit that like, yeah, dude, these guys fucked up. And they're a perfect example of what we've been talking about for years and years and years. Not only do these fuckers shoot 12-year-old black boys in the fucking street because reasons, right? Not only are they a multi-billion-dollar drain on cities, they're fucking like, you know, not only are they systemically racist and classist, not only are they a tool of oppression and coercion and a maintainer of the status quo of the elite position, right? They're functionally useless. That's the argument. Not only are they all that other shit, they literally are useless. So, explain to me why the group that harms society to this extent and is an occupying army of sorts in our own land, who literally doesn't serve a purpose. They don't do anything. What do they do? This isn't even the first time. This is just the most public, and this is great. It's well documented, and for that I'm thankful. But this is far, far, far from the first example of police just in action. They don't actually do anything for us. They harm us. That's their function. And I love that this is such a prime example. Uvalde is the perfect case. Let's fix all this shit now. We've had the perfect case. Like just fix it now so no more kids fucking have to die. Right? Like this is fucking stupid. But like, no, this is prime fucking material of, well, what do you want? Yeah, a parasitic drain on society. How much of the city's budget goes to cops again? Deirdre, in Uvalde, it was 40%. 40% of the fucking budget went to them. Bet you could have a couple more after-school programs for 40% of the fucking city budget. I'm going to get really nice business cards with tasteful and textured stock, with the only text being, but Uvalde. I will use them for the rest of the time. It's just a Trump card. It really is. I'm thankful for that. Those kids, maybe something will come out of it. You know? It makes sense. Their gear looked really pretty doing nothing. Yeah, it's the Bortak dude who did anything. I'll be right back. Share stream.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Jones here for Proudly Radical. Since I owe Kai a few favors from back in the old days. Shit, I probably shouldn't talk about that. Wait, why are you still recording? Fine. Just be sure to edit it out. Anyways, as I was saying, well, this is Alex Jones, and I just wanted to teach the proletariat a few things about anarchism. Anarchism isn't about chaos. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Anarchism is about the people. It's about solidarity and mutual aid. It's about removing unjust authority and hierarchies. We should all be anarchists. The world would be a better place. Now, I'm going to apologize again to all those parents whose lives I ruined because I'm such a douchebag. Jones, out. All right, Kai, this has got to make us even for that incident you helped me out with.
Let's see. It's this one, right? Yes. Here you go. Fuck you. Here's the chair. Here. Work Pro Quantum 9000 Series Ergonomic Mesh High Back Chair with Headrest. So, yeah, I've had it for years. They're not new. They're not new by a long shot. I've had it for years. Yeah, that's the problem. My couch out in the living room and my love seat in here, Dig, are both feather. Fucking that one. It's feather. Dude, I'm feeling uncomfortably sober. Aspen, it's time to smoke, isn't it? Yeah, I was thinking that. Oh, Aspen. I hope I get to smoke with you one day, Aspen. There. Maybe at your kid's quinceañera or something. They have a lot of quinceañeras where you are, right? It's gonna happen. Vegas isn't that far. The incident AJ is talking about is actually the only case someone actually successfully went into Area 54 and AJ got out of his secret holding cell. Fair enough. Oh my god, I've been to so many. Quinceañera. Y'all enjoy. I'm just gonna smoke. You You enjoy yourselves. No, they're not. Of course they're not beast. Oh, what's up, Hazzy? Oh, I hope you're well, you little psychopath. Yeah, it's metal based. It's fucking, dude, it's probably like inch steel or something like that. Something stupid. The closet. Oh, God. Kavas. This is the high thought. My brain immediately went to 7 Minutes in Heaven, and this is the closet, right? This is just for whatever reason. I'm like childhood, the closet, 7 Minutes in Heaven, and this is the closet. Jesus. National safety shelters. Jesus Christ. God, I love the hive mind. I love the hive mind. So I don't lose it. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, no, I've already seen this. This fucking nonsense. No, I refuse. That doesn't exist in my reality. All right, let me see. Oh, active shooters. But what if we kissed in the bulletproof closets? Oh my God. Oh, this is just fear mongering. Where's the product? Here it is. Nope, Wither, I refuse. I reject your reality and I substitute my own. This is the power of Haikai. I love made in the USA. I love that. Customizable. Oh, modular bolt together. Okay, so I need to know. Okay, active shooters and EF5 tornadoes. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, there we go. They didn't fucking. Wind impact tested to a maximum 3/4 inch indent. Could take a full 3 inch. Jesus. So, wait. This thing is. Okay, so this is the thing. It's by default bulletproof. This is no civilian rounds are gonna punch this. Dude, this is a tornado shelter, and they're just marketing it as a shelter for active shooters. I'm not kidding you. This is what this is. This is a tornado shelter that this company has seen a fucking market for. And they're like, hey, our tornado shelters are by default bulletproof. These things are designed to take a fucking tree being hucked at like a fucking tornado speed and shit, right? Like, these things are not like a fucking a 223 is gonna just ping like nothing, right? Like, this is by default bulletproof, right? Like, so yeah, they've just seen a market. A DIY solar generator. Like, how much DIY? Snowy. How much DIY? Down to like how far down DIY? Because I'm the kind of guy that Humans made it. Humans can build it. So, like, how deep you looking to go on that tech, or just assemble? Yeah, okay. So you were really looking to go. All right. You were looking to go down there pretty fine granular detail. I like it. Look, I don't have the direct answer for you, but I mean, all I do is immediately begin researching. And I'm a good researcher. That's any child of the internet should be a good fucking researcher, right? Yeah, like I just start looking. It's doable. It's doable. 100% it's doable. Yeah. You might not get the same efficiency rates. Maybe you can. I don't fucking know. I haven't researched it. But, you know, yeah. Power went out because the heat. Oh, God. I'm sorry. I'm snowy. Yeah, that guy did tell you. Great grid y'all be rocking. Look, I'm in Vegas. It's fucking, we get hot. Our shit don't go out. We don't go rolling blackouts. It's some shit we do. The city's got its shit together as far as its power grid goes. You better goddamn believe Vegas is in charge of that shit. Like this fucking, yeah. That dude, sorry about that. That's dude, just shit grid. That sucks. California can't keep the power on. Oh. Viva, theoretically, LEDs are just solar panels in reverse. Oh. Pile of alternators, pile of batteries, some fans and fabrication. Wind Jenny. Yeah, beast. And I mean, if you're really clever, you can do the windings yourself. Like you can, I mean, if you want to get really granular, it's not a complex, it's not, generators and alternators are not complicated motors. It's electric motors. They're just, they're not complicated items, right? We have some very high end editions of them now. But you can make them. You can like just out at a workshop. I have a bench. I have electrical gear. You can make stuff like that. That's just, yeah. It is a thing you can do. The hardest part is, Aspen's the kind of fucking dude that gets up to this kind of nonsense, I bet, on the regular. Farmers and shit. Farmers are notorious fucking MacGyvers. Fucking, you grow up rural. That's the sort of shit you do. Yeah, all my fucking friends in Vermont, like, they're fucking folks. Because I had a professional family, right? My friends were all farmers and shit. My mom was effectively white collar. And so everybody's parent, but my granddad was that way. He was super tinkerer. Yeah. Oh yeah. Viva. Viva, I can barely cook for myself. I can't make a generator. It's not that complicated. It's fucking bad. It's telling you. Yeah. Yeah, one of my formative memories of my grandfather was building a pair of Morse code transceivers. The little piezoelectric speakers on them and everything. And we made a pair of them and then strung them in. He could do Morse code. I never bothered picking it up, but yeah, that was, yeah, guy was amazing. Ceiling fans have decent rectifier possibilities too. Yep, electric motor. It's just electric motor. It's electric motor. There's a lot of them in our world now. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, beast. Yeah, that's it. SOS. Our backup power production. We have a bicycle that turns 2 alternators. So many options. I've got a couple options. Yeah, and I'm in city even. But, yeah. Beast, exactly. Yeah, put energy in, get movement. Put movement in, get energy. If you know how to do the windings, job done. And if you understand the basic chemistry behind a battery, you can build batteries. That's entirely a doable thing. Like, and if some of these motherfuckers out here, some of these motherfuckers are like second, third, fourth generation tinkerers, right? Like, city folk don't get this. Like, there's deep knowledge in the rural. Deep. They know how to do shit. Like, they will readily adopt high technology as well. Don't think that there's like, dude, people living in rural America have a leg up on urban people as far as survival goes. If shit really gets weird, they're fine. They'll survive. They don't need the supply lines. They don't need any of that. They really are pretty self-sufficient. Rural folk already know how to make do. So, yeah, it's interesting coming from that deep rural into Vegas, right? And having, south, because I've lived all over this fucking country except the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, that's the one constant, is that the city folk tend to underestimate the rural folk. And it's just like, as far as like you have to understand, like, you understand most of like the space program is positioned in the deep south, right? Like, those good old boys helped get us to the moon. You know that, right? Nazi engineering. Night dig. Nazi engineering. And fucking deep south. Fucking slap together build. Huntsville is huge. Yeah. No, it's those good old boys help get us to the moon. Right? Like, it's that people did, like, you do realize they just know how to build shit. They know how to just build shit. Like, do you understand how big of a component of life that is? Being able to build things. Like, I don't... It scares me when I encounter people who like don't fathom the absolute importance of being able to build things. Like, that is super important to be able to do so that you can't be taken advantage of. Like, we're talking autonomy 101. You want to talk anarchism. You want to talk how you free yourselves. You need skills, bitch. You need skills. That's why we have the skills exchange. Skills. Being able to do stuff and free yourself from things. Right? And be able to be like, yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I can build that. Yeah. Yeah, I can make that. Yeah, I don't need to buy that. Or, oh, I see. Okay, so all they've done is essentially taken these things and put it together like this, and they're repackaging it and it fucking into small. Okay, I can build this. I can make this. I can, whatever that is. That's super important. That's super important. Yeah. No. Werner was a good grab. Werner was a good grab. That was, I mean, he was going somewhere. It was absolutely like, what are you gonna do, right? Like these fucking dude, you're a neolib. You're not even a neolib. You're the fucking. I mean, you're an absolutely like still a fairly conservatively positioned United States coming out of a war that looks like actually you might have a chance at, and you're gonna have a fucking arms race here, and you're gonna, of course, these fucking psychopaths grab them. Of course, they had paperclip. Of course they did. This is why, you know, I'm never surprised when we confirm some shit that we did again. Like, hey, did you hear that this? We did this? Yeah. Sounds like us. That sounds like the gambit America would make. He was a brilliant rocket scientist. Grab him. It must be fun though, like on some level, to like not have ethics. I guess there's got to be a perk, right? So I'm sitting here positing, what does it feel like to be a sociopath, I suppose? Hey, Alex. She wants to know your location. I picked up stick welding just to make different tools. Yeah, dude, welding is one of those ones that I still haven't been able to get around to. It's eluded me. Dude, welding is the one that's still... it's okay, Alex. Alex. I bet, Kavas. Yeah, and Z1 base mechanical knowledge is super important, but specialization in society is still pretty great. No, I there's room for both. Like, it's nice to know a guy in several areas of expertise. Dude, I have tons of guys. Even my piece. It's been with me for a bunch of years. Dude in the Adirondacks, upstate New York. Yeah. Like, you know, I got a dude for everything. What's up, Ramsey? Get a cheap little wire feed and mask at Harbor Freight. Then get some scrap metal and just play with it. I suppose. Yeah, you're right, Beast. All right. So great. Oh, so great. All right. Let's see. What do we got? What do I want to look at? I love this one. I do. This one's good. I like it. I love Gritty's Antifa. Dude, he's fucking. It's great. It's great. Dude, that's the craziest fucking character. And I 100% agree with this. In 1921, early suffragettes often donned a bathing suit and ate pizza in large groups to annoy men. It was a custom at the time. Time to revive a custom. I agree. Those were the bathing suits of the time, by the way. Oh. Love old-timey bathing suits. Nobody needs to see all this. Them shins, though. Some good-looking gams. Oh, yeah, that was hilarious. Beard's Wizard. That was you know, there's a price on the SCOTUS positions. There's legit there's now a bounty on them. $50. It's literally, it's being spread over and over. Like it's for real. Like they were even posting on Reddit. They're like, yeah. Like we are for sure. They'll Venmo any like service workers in Washington D.C. area or surrounding like areas. They'll Venmo you $50 for a SCOTUS sighting, and if they're still there 30 minutes when you file this, when they get there, after they get there, they'll give you $200. So $250 to any service worker who fucking rats out the SCOTUS position in DC. It's for real. That somebody, like an activist group, has put a price out on them. And money is speech. Money is political speech. That's the Supreme Court's ruling on that matter. So, yeah. Yep. All they are doing is exercising their First Amendment. And across the board, they're protesting. And that's it. Yeah. I do not know, Zippy. They seem to have the money. Don't know who it is. But, yeah. Yep. There's a price out on the SCOTUS's heads. People are, like, literally, like, paparazzi now. Straight up, they're paparazziing them. Just like celebrities. Guess what? This is a move that has needed to happen for a very, very long time. Yeah. There needs to be a much closer look and a regular encounter with the general public for these people. Not just SCOTUS. I think this should be a policy extended to practically all politicians. We just want to let you know that, hey, hi, yes. Your life's not going to be pleasant while ours is unpleasant. So, there's no just sitting around in high dining locations and enjoying your lives. People are dying out here. It's fucked. You are actively fascists. Just want to hi, that sort of thing. Yeah. No, they should be protested everywhere they go in public. Every single place they go in public. There should be somebody there just fucking protesting. So, it's not about the SCOTUS member, too, by the way. You know that, right? It's to disrupt and dissuade. You want to make them persona non grata. You want to make it a hassle for anybody to do business with them. You're going to fuck up the air. You're going to fuck up the general flow of things. You're going to break up the status quo. You're going to disrupt the norm wherever they go. A lot of places will slowly but surely, if you keep that tactic pressure on, I'd like to make a reservation. Sorry, we're full up that night. Oh, how about the next night? Oh, the owner has a party in a private event that night as well. I'm sorry. Oh, well, we'll get back to you. You know, they have ways to send those sorts of high society hints. That, yeah, it's a pain in the ass for us to deal with you every time you fucking come here. So. There already is a certain extent of that, Tweezer. And yes, the instant anybody signs up for public office, your life is effectively ours. Yeah. Welcome to it. This is what it means to be in service to. Yeah. You understand that sort of like ownership and that privilege that government takes with military members? How they just own them? You have pledged yourself in service to, right? Welcome to it. If we have questions, you answer them. If we have problems with you, we'll be present. You have no effective private life anymore. Oh no, it's all open to scrutiny. Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm an anarchist, Beard. I already would turn this system inside out. It's ordered completely incorrectly. The power dynamics are completely wrong. It's shot. But yeah, no, I'm perfectly fine. All of them. I don't trust them whatsoever. Any of them. I want double checks on every fucking thing that this entity and any people in it do. Enough of this bullshit. Bullshit for way too long. We have to pass the bill so you can read the bill. I'm sorry, what? The fuck was that? Fucking, I lived through Patriot Act and shit like that. Fuck no. They've gotten way too many passes. Are you kidding me? Oh, fuck off. Yeah, I don't. That entire entity needs monitoring. You step into that arena, you know what you sign up for. Simple as that. If you're willing to sacrifice, you're willing to take it on the chin and do battle in that arena, preach, good on you. I think it's going to corrupt you. I think you're probably going to end up fucked, but I'm rooting for you at the very least, you know? But yeah, no. Not a fucking chance. Yeah, I don't give a shit. Fucking AOC knows what she signed up for. I think she's more aware of what she signed up for than anybody else. And I bet she's probably got some quote about it too. Fucking, she's media savvy enough to understand exactly the level of scrutiny that she knew she'd be signing up for. And the availability and access. She's not dumb. I thought that any statement of intent from a political hopeful should be considered a contract if they're elected. There should be limits, but in general, if someone promises something and gets elected on that, that's part of the agreement of being our representative. See, in Sonia, like, Americans are cynical enough at this point to just, we all know it's lies. For the most part. Whether it's, lies of omission or, Later, Alex. Later, Caleb. Yeah, she faced down a mob on January 6th. Violent type. Yeah, no, she's not. Come on. Yeah, she's fine. No, I think it's the Mitch McConnell's, the Chuck Schumers, the Nancy Pelosi's. Oh god, there's so many Republicans though. There's so many Republicans that you're just like, they're just shit. They're just shit. But I mean, they're shit for fucked more reason. So much shit. It's just a pile of shit. It's so much shit. This is why I don't. How the fuck do people really think you're gonna patch this problem? As a technician for lots and lots of years, I would get called into businesses and they would say, look at our thing. Diagnose. And, you know, you hit that point where you're just like, dude, there's so many problems here. It's better. It's more cost effective. It's just more efficient to just start from scratch. Let's just tear it all out. We'll start from scratch. We'll save as much data as possible. We'll fucking start from scratch. Like, there's so many fucking problems here at this point. There's so many fucking problems here at this point. We're facing balkanization. Like, it's already happening. It's already happening. California is making its own fucking insulin. It's already stating as a state, we're not going to pay for or allow like any government employees or whatever to go like abroad now to like Georgia or wherever. If you have an abortion shit going on, then you're out. Like we will not endorse at the state level any interaction with you like financially. Like, dude, fucking, you got Mississippi fucking representative talking about like, hey, can we put dogs at the airports to sniff out pregnant women? Right? Like, there's literally people talking about restrictions on interstate travel. Now, whether it's effectively ever done legally or not, there's people talking about restrictions on interstate travel in America. Like, this is, the process has already started. Now, whether we stop it or put our foot to the floor and fucking get it over with as fast as possible, that's up to you. But to deny the reality of the situation, that the process has started, the cultural divides exist, the segmentation has already occurred and has been an occurrence for many, many years now, and has erupted in a civil war before. Right, like this is it's either been a long time coming or a problem we need to address once and for all. We can't let it keep cropping up again. And there's so many systemic issues. Valor. Yes, we've achieved many marvels, many gadgets, many wizardries, many fabled expeditions, many accomplishments at much cost. And to deny the cultural occurrences of what is happening in the present context and fail to see the economic ramifications of what policies certain states are adopting on both sides of this issue. We are starting to balkanize. We're starting to divide. We're starting to break along cultural divides, and our nation is fragmenting to a significant extent in many degrees. There are many polarizing topics that increasingly groups of people are finding as their line in the sand. That is their sort of like, oh shit, it really, so it's like, it's for real, huh? Yeah, it's for real. There is states and groups of people in control of states in this nation that actively wish to restrict levels of autonomy on human beings that are sort of fundamental to what has sort of come to be understood or accepted as a sort of a modern liberal democracy. Now, yes, I understand constitutional republic. And sometimes a Republican democracy and sometimes a democratic republic. It depends which founding father you're reading and which set of papers you're reading. But fundamentally, I understand. But that's not what it was sold as. It's not what it's been operating as. It's not really what it's been taglined as. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the paper says. What matters is the will of the people. The will of the people is the law. Really. Like, that's the truth of the matter. Right? Like, that's the bargain is not being upheld. The legitimacy of courts are being called into question. Like, that's interesting. That's worth noting. There's all of these signs that are just road signs. And, you know, you pass one occasionally and you just go, oh, interesting. That's not a good sign. That's not a healthy society. We're not a healthy society. We don't value people correctly. We have completely imbalanced power dynamics. Foucault. The fucker that he was. But no, there's all sorts of associated psychology and associated sociology with the imbalance and the more appropriate balanced forms of how human beings can interact. We're doing it wrong. We're doing it wrong. And it's harmful. We're harming ourselves. That's stupid. Very human, though. Very human. Jammed. I just saw that fucking... Solid jammed. There's a great quote from James Connolly that echoes that sentiment. Ireland is distinct from her people, is nothing to me. And the man who's bubbling over with love for Ireland and can yet pass unmoved through our streets and witness all the wrong and the suffering wrought upon the people of Ireland is, in my opinion, a fraud and a liar. Yep. Of course you have a quote like that in your back pocket. Good on you. You're nothing if not well read. Maybe not a gentleman, but a scholar. For sure. For sure. No, that's a most appropriate quote. Yes, I just, it's like, people get attached to concepts and images and symbols and shit like that, and it's like, who gives a fuck about any of that? Like, there's homeless people. There's homeless people. There's homeless people. This is pathetic. We went to the moon. You know that, right? We as a species escaped our planet. Do you understand how insane that is from a biologic? Like, we're a higher mammalian life on this little, and we have homeless people. Fuck you. Fuck you. Our priorities are so bizarre and so twisted and so inefficient. So inefficient. It's astounding. Oh yeah, Ramsey coming from a part of the world that tries and actually do something about this kind of thing. Homeless people can and should be housed. There's no reason for anyone to live on the streets. What's the homeless rate and population like in the Netherlands, Ramsey? Do you guys tackle that effectively? Oh God, here's this old trope. You do know a lot of the homeless people don't want help. Not all, but it's not easy as just giving someone a house. No, it is actually as easy as giving someone a house. See, other people have actually tried this. Shine Dog. You house them without condition. See, it's called a housing first policy, and it works. It greatly reduces the numbers. Greatly. This is just a fallacy put forth by people who just absolutely lack empathy and do not see anything in society as a tackleable topic anymore. This you just can't. They don't see. It's hyper individuated societies have this tendency towards propagating policies such as this, and we are hyper individualistic. This is just a thing that societies like this tend to do. Yeah. No, we absolutely can. And other places have tried and done far better than we can. And there's actually some cities in America that have taken pretty good cracks at it. I'm having severe insomnia. My snark level is in the sky right now, especially being an indigenous person having to deal with genocide apology daily. I mean, jammed. It is just it happened, right? Like, I mean, you just have to, the debt that is owed. I mean, how do you pay for loss of culture, right? Like, we could compensate land. We could compensate like a lot of, lost labor. There's stuff that could be compensated, but like it's just obscene to even ask. Like, how does that even go to court? That's one of those, like, that's the saddest part of it, right? Like, that it would become some sort of like legal process. The healing process would be legal. It's so filthy. It's a very white man, though, isn't it? Though, fucking that it would become a legal and like political process. It's very white man. Like, we'll apologize, but it will be in a structured parliamentarian form. Jesus Christ. Nothing if not predictable. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, jammed. That's George Carlin once said, who's got time for solutions? Yeah. No. It's a sick society. It's a sick society. Yeah. No. That's the truth of the matter is like, I will fight for it my entire life as an anarchist, right? Like, it's just, coercion and oppression. It's our gig. But, like, I'm kind of a cynic at this point, 4 decades in. 4 decades, you spend you're like, man, fuck me. Dude, a lot of ground lost in South America. Dude. Good luck to you. I hope wherever you live, jammed, fucking, is at least a semi-enlightened society. I hope you're not stuck out in the sticks somewhere where that you're really, like, properly dealing with, rural Canada. What's the Regina. Apparently Regina's super fucking racist towards indigenous people. To the point where there was like a CBC Marketplace fucking piece about it. Like for sure. Like if you want to know how mainstream racism towards indigenous people in a Canadian city is, Regina in Canada is apparently just like, dude, it's like when CBC Marketplace is fucking calling you out. Jesus Christ, you've got to be bad. Yeah. Current estimates are around 32,000 homeless people, which is down 4,000 since 2020. However, people over 65 don't count towards these numbers. They're no longer of working age, so they no longer matter. They're simply not taken into consideration for these numbers. Do you have like a per capita on that, Ramsey? What's that now? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Can we get a per? Do you have a per capita on that, Ramsey? Yep, I remember that CBC special. They even had more than one race to measure how the racism fluctuated. Yeah, it was white, black, and indigenous. Marcus. And yeah, they flew him around to a whole bunch of different cities. And yeah, the apartment shopping and everything. And right down to how they were treated. It's hilarious. The fucking shaking of the hand. Like whether they stood up and shook the dude's hand or they just sat there and fucking didn't even ask him to sit down. Right? Like it was rough. It was rough. Like, and I mean, everything was priced differently. Like, oh yeah. White dude was getting a better deal across the board, basically. Occasionally it flattened out for the black dude, but the indigenous dude was just shit out of luck across the board. I live in Colorado where, God, tell me it's going to be. The white person could walk up and kill me and take my wheelchair until August 2021. Yeah, that one. 34 out of 10,000. Okay. 34 out of 10,000. Yeah, I just want our average. Oh, look, homelessness is fucking racist and homophobic and like transphobic and also sexist. Most homeless people are men and boys. It's just the truth of the matter. Okay, so we have 17 per 10,000. So we have a better homeless rate than you guys. Dude, Netherlands, y'all are dropping the ball when the US has got a better number. That's gotta sting a little. Of course, our numbers are way more psychotic. Apparently, every year, roughly 13,000 people die here homeless because of homelessness. So, you know. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah, that's rough. Oh God, is there a side conversation happening? There's a side conversation. We tripled it under the current PM. He said 3 cabinets terms. Shame, 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 Ramsey. Now don't look at our numbers. That's pathetic. Of course, you know, it's not like y'all have space programs. You got that Euro shit, but I mean, you know, let's admit it. Let's just admit it to ourselves. You finally caught up. You got some decent rockets. But, you know, you weren't involved in that conversation. When people were racing to the moon, Europe wasn't really involved in that conversation. Y'all were busy doing other shit. Okay, so I need to scroll up a ways, apparently. Squiddy, I missed. The statistic I like to give these anti-homeless warriors is that more children are homeless than drug addicts or mental health combined. Why do they hate children so much? Yeah, oh yeah. Dude, the fact that there's just homeless children. What kind of fucked up Dickensian shit is that, right, Squid? There's like fucking homeless kids. I'm sorry, what? Your society has homeless children. Yeah, you definitely have your values straight. No, I'd for sure. Yeah, you're welcome in the conversation. Mm-hmm. Sure. One of the main reasons I even got into stuff locally is because this is one of those things that I can actually make a difference. In my place, we've reduced the number from 100 to around 60 so far. It hurts for me to clap. Like, it doesn't hurt. It should, but either way, I actually applaud you, Ramsey. I like people making moves. Oh, it's pathetic. It's pathetic. Let's see. Wait. U.S. steals all the rocket scientists that survive. Also the U.S. Why didn't you have a space program? Don't forget the bombing. We also, there's a lot of industry destroyed. There's a lot of property damage. There was, there was theft of the remaining decent rocket scientists. But, there was also some fair amount of property damage. There was a recovery period. That's the economic explanation for the surge in the U.S. That was the industrial leg up that we got. That's what surged us forward, was the fact that Europe got bombed back to the Stone Age for a moment. And we stole a couple of things. White people shit. Refractory period. Exactly. Not so fun fact about the Dutch PM. Before he was PM, he was convicted for inciting racial hatred for proposing to do racism. Just give me a name. Do we do racism? And years later as PM, he actually did that exact thing, causing multiple broken families, 1,000+ stolen children. Okay, that kind of racism. Got it. Stolen children, couple of suicides, but whatever. He rides a bike to work. All right, hold on. Dutch PM. I think I've seen this dude. I think I've seen these images, like, yeah, this douchebag. This guy? Astral. I love that Astral called that, like, just straight up. Like, that bike's unridden. Oh my god. It really properly is, though. I mean, you're right. Like, it's properly like that, or this dude goes over this bike with a fine-tooth comb. Or he makes somebody to it. Oh god. I don't know what's worse. Whether it's just a show and it's a prop bike, or they make somebody fucking go over it with a fine-tooth comb. Dutch childcare benefits scandal. See, I can always count on a Ramsey for the inside baseball. Oh, there's a Wikipedia page for it. How convenient. False allegations of fraud. Attempt to regulate distribution of child care benefits. Yeah, let's see the... And so they took a minor incident and used it as a excuse to do what they did. Huh. Douche face. Saul Foster. He looks exactly like what I expected. Both Dutch and Danish are being problematic these days. Oh, yeah. I mean, Magus fucking... the UK had the Windrush scandal, right? Fucking, hey, we need help rebuilding. Let's bring people over from the Caribbean. We'll give you fucking citizenship and shit like that. And then we'll kick you out decades later and destroy the evidence of you being here. Super cool, guys. Fuck me, that one was rough. Mag is saying, yeah, false allegations by the government. When Australia did that against the job seekers and the disabled, there were multiple suicides, and it took until this election cycle to get ScoMo out afterwards. Yeah, it's good old ScoMo. Oh boy, neo-colonialism at its best. Yeah, it's, you know, what do you expect? What do you expect? Do I want to? Okay, let's change that. There we go. Done. Yeah, there's a whole conversation that I have not been a part of in chat at this point, and I am not bothering to do the lore on it. Oh shit, you want to see some crazy ass shit? Here you go. Tankies, man. Tankies. Not once, man. Tanky brain. It's fucked. There you go. Globalist agenda advocate. Okay, so here's a photo from of Paul McCartney waving a fucking Ukrainian flag, right? Globalist agenda advocate Paul McCartney waving his Nazi flag at Glastonbury. The Beatles were an MI6 psyop created to spread a Malthusian hate campaign against the working people of the world. As you can see, he's still at it. Tanky brain, man. Not once. They're just full on conspiracy theorists at this point. It's fucking, like, they're just going for it. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm just fucking actually reading this person's fucking... America represents the Judeo-Christian value system. The left oppose everything liberal. It belongs to America, and taking it does violate the Ten Commandments. The separation to keep church from the state. Not verse. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I mean, you literally, like, any fucking quote site. Any. Just pick any. Fucking. If I could conceive that the general government might be so administered as to render the liberty of conscience insecure, I beg you will be persuaded that no one be more zealous than myself to establish effectual barriers against the horrors of spiritual tyranny and every species of religious persecution. That would be George Washington, a letter to the United Baptist Chamber. You know. Fucking here is founding father John Adams in the 1797 Treaty of Tripoli signed document. Treaty of Tripoli, you know, it's in the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, right? Thomas Jefferson's fucking war, Tripoli, that treaty. The government of the United States of America is in not any sense founded on the Christian religion. Literally in writing from a founding father in the treaty of a war started by a founding father who wrote the goddamn documents. Right? In no sense is it founded on the Christian religion. Right? These quotes are numerous. Thomas Jefferson, letter to Peter Carr, 1787, dated August 10th. Question with boldness even the existence of a God, because if there be one, he must more approve of the homage of reason than that of blindfolded fear. Thomas Jefferson, letter to Dr. Thomas Cooper, February 10th, 1814. Christianity neither is nor ever was part of the common law. James Madison, letter 1822. Every new and successful example of a perfect separation between ecclesiastical and civil matters is of importance. Like, are you picking up what we're putting down yet? The idea that America represents Judeo-Christian values is horseshit. It's goofballs. It is a legal construct. In no way, shape, or form does it. A whole bunch of people who belong to that culture certainly did write those documents, but those documents are very much not only standing separate from, but in defense against. This is straight goofball territory. Like, Jefferson chopped and screwed the Bible. Jefferson had his own edition of the Bible. Jefferson cut out all the magic bullshit. Jefferson cut out basically everything that was some form or fashion of horse shit. Ends up with basically nothing of a Bible. Yeah. Jefferson literally cut up his Bible. An offense Revelation says will be punished with eternal damnation. Well, you know, I do consider him to be one of the best legal authors. And, you know, I wouldn't mind picking his brain. You know, well, fucking, we're both in hell. We're here for eternity. I'm gonna fucking hold a grudge. We're all dead at this point. We're fucking tortured in hell. Who gives a shit? I want to ask him some questions. I got questions for a few of these motherfuckers. Dude, how did you just not, like... You knew, man. You knew. Can't wait to meet him. Mark Twain did the same. Same. All right. Wait. What nonsense are you? Mark Twain did the same. All writers do. So all writers commit blasphemy. Okay. Cool. Congress has no power to make any religious establishments. See, these are founding fathers that nobody knows. Roger Sherman and Charles Pinckney. And, is it Pinckney? Pinckney. Either way. Yeah. Of course, Exel. The foundation of the Library of Congress was the Jeffersonian Library. Thomas Jefferson's library is what founded the Library of Congress. Dude, these guys were extraordinarily well read. It's not like they were having to do a whole lot of hard labor. So, yeah, they were extraordinarily well read. Yep. Franklin was a printer. Sam Adams was a fucking, I mean, yeah. Wait, what? Just exercising? Oh, whatever. Yeah, I have a book on... Let me go get it. Stanford University Press. Sam Adams, pioneer in propaganda. I was reading another book, and I don't remember what book brought me. A lot of my library is very much Wikipedia, right? It's you get to a link and you click and you keep reading. And so there's a lot of like sources cited moments where something happens in a book I'll be reading, and it'll be like, oh shit, where is that from? What is that? And it's from this, a book. And so I'm like, well, that's gonna have to go in the collection now. Sam Adams, pioneer in propaganda. We have a vision. We have a mythos in this country about these entities, these things that we hold up as these founding fathers, right? We have this societal delusion about it, it seems like. They started it when they were kids, for the most part. Angry fucking teenagers and 20-somethings. Straight up. It was very much a violent revolution. despite the high-minded nature. There was very much property destruction, private property damage. There was lots of justifications made. There was lots of explaining away. There was lots of manipulations. There was lots of knowing calculations done by how many, some of those stories about we need a certain amount of guys to die for this to be martyred. Oh, yes, there was. Yeah, it was a thing. The founding of this country was quite sketchy. Some of the most interesting details about it I've found is when I was chasing down some of the mythos and like the America was built on the gun. Coming from a firearms family like that, I was like, is that? So I chased that down, and there was actually a researcher who did some very seminal work on the matter, and I have like. Through some of his texts and stuff in the book, and there were not many guns in this country during the founding of the country. America really wasn't founded on the gun as much as we very much like to create this mystique of it. There's a lot of lies and stories and mythos and hogwash and whitewash and that goes on there. And then you encounter somebody saying shit like it was founded on Christian values and it fucking anything opposing it violates the 10 Commandments. God. Oh, there we are. Fucking lost the cursor there for a second. Humans like their creation myths. They do, don't they? They do. Okay, so here's the deal, Shine Dog. Basically, guns were really, really fucking expensive back then. We're talking like generational wealth. In that era, firearms were a precious commodity, and the consumable resources that went into utilizing them was a tighter limiting factor as well. Most of the early militialization and militarization that had occurred amongst the colonialists had very few firearms, and the ones that were there were brought in by people who either had them personally, which is a great expenditure for them to even be showing up with one. So we actually have primary documents showing all of the movements of firearms because all of the major manufacturers would have been in Europe in and around that time. So the majority of the firearms that found their way to the New World were either in the hands of private citizens or were brought over and either moved in some way, shape, or form once here. So there's very good documentation. When I say all, I mean many have slipped through the cracks, but governments spent a lot of fucking money on those things back then, and they wanted to know where they were going. There wasn't a whole lot of like, dude, that's a very high-end item to own a weapon those days. So, yeah, most of the tactics of early American colonialists and settlers. This is gonna be uncomfortable as fuck, jammed. Sorry. Much of the tactics that occurred on the East Coast as far as indigenous genocide involved a lot of raid and fire tactics. Encirclement, raiding, fire, surprise, and then shooting any that fled. It was weapon efficient because there weren't many and you couldn't expend the ammo. Powder, the lead, it was expensive. It was a resource hog. So it was just one of those things. there weren't as many firearms at the founding of this country as people have in their head. They have this vision of every mountain man having a musket, and it's just not necessarily true. Not 990. How are you not already falling? Jammed. Yeah, they would draw away the fighters, then come into the village and slaughter the women and kids. It's what made us assimilate. Yep. It's just... It was resource efficient. That's the truth of the matter. It's brutal. But no, we have like most of the primary purchasing documents from the governments in Europe that moved firearms over during that era. Yeah, it's a well sort of documented era of firearm ownership, and it's trackable. And the sort of like the data that we see historically, firearms didn't settle this continent. Fire, disease, lying, sharp shit. Those did it. Yeah, lots of lying. Hey, non-binary. Hope you're well. Lying did the most damage. Yeah. That's why it was in the weapons list. That's why disease was it, Yeah. Lying. Lots of lying. The lying did a lot of fucking heavy lifting for us. From the Chickasaw Nation. Built our own damn res school to try and evade more mass genocide. We didn't avoid it. We just built our own. Oh, Jesus. Fuck me. Yeah. And there will continue to be, won't there, Jammed? You just gotta fight the fight. Just gotta fight the fight. I'd be better without much McConnell's hand upon my uterus. Otherwise, I'm okay. The true American motto. What's a treaty? Dude, we sign treaties all the time. We know what treaties are. Treaties are those things that we sign that people like weirdly shut up when we do it. Like people yap and yap and yap at us. And they like yell and yell and yell, and they're like, environment and war crimes and nukes. And like, it's so obnoxious. But then they come along with this, like, I don't know, this thing. They call it a treaty or something. Anyway, so like some dude in a suit shows up at like your house, and he's like got this like paper or something, and like you like sign, and like everybody takes photos and stuff, and then like you shake hands, and then everybody leaves you alone. It's great. What do you mean you have to do what it says? Nah, we've never done that. No, I don't. Nah, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. Nah. No, hey, Bill. You know those treaty things we sign? Yeah. This dude's telling me that, like, you gotta, like, do what they say. Yeah, no, no, you don't actually have to do what the treaty says. Nah, it's just, I don't know, it's like, I guess it's like, I don't know, it just makes everybody go away, man. It's great. Sign lots of treaties. It's just people, and nah, don't know what you're talking about. Anyway. We're also first in signing and not ratifying treaties. Yeah. Fucking, what do you mean we have to actually do the thing? And scene. Yeah, no, that's fucking, dude. I love the U.S.'s treaty policy is hilarious. It's hilarious, dude. Just fucking the American government's word means something to somebody. The fact that anybody would want the U.S. government to sign a treaty on anything is hilarious. Like, I'm sorry, you think their word means shit? Like, this is... They'll bomb their own citizens. They don't give a shit. Like, fuck you. But you signed the magic paper. And? We have the biggest military. We don't care. We have the most money. We don't care. America's the problem on the block. It really is. But that's why you need to focus on America. Fix it. Because this shit's out of control. It's ridiculous. And we need to start disempowering this stuff. And I love the fact that we are starting to make the SCOTUS lives uncomfortable. I love the fact that there's $250 out for DC service workers. You see a fucking SCOTUS member? Tag us. Fucking $50. $200 if they're still there when we show up. Dude, those protesters are fucking going at it now. I now, you know, yeah. Start making politicians' lives uncomfortable. They're way too comfortable. The public are the people are way too uncomfortable, and the political and capital class of this country are way too comfortable. They need to be more uncomfortable. That's just how that works. America's approach to treaty is the same approach as Elon takes to buying Twitter. Yep. Make politicians' lives uncomfortable. Sri Lanka looking base, dude. Let's look at the flag. Let's look at it. Everybody, the flag. The black flag flies above the Sri Lankan palace. Fucking, they have been getting up to some base ass shit. Respect Sri Lanka. Respect. Reminds me, speaking of a complete disrespect for rule of law and SCOTUS, aside from the normal tiers I've sent you, I made one with every Supreme Court justice since 1935 with their MQ score. MQ basically measures how right, how right or left they are. They ruled on average over their term. Interested, or does that ruin the spirit of objectification? Comes with free facts, and by facts I mean personal grievances. I want it, Marcus. I want it. I like making fascists uncomfortable. I like passing, so people mistake. Oh, hey, there you go. Mistakenly handed privilege every now and again. I make sure they pop them in the head with that privileged weapon. Turnabout's fair play. Turnabout is fair play. Always has been, always will be. You do unto me, I do unto you. 990. Let's see. I've only been physically attacked once in the United States. That was because I mouthed off to an intoxicated young male in the prime of his youth. Never been invaded nor bombed from the sky. Thank you, as veterans. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, adorable. All right, now I want to see if this ever, what this got up to. Oh, hey, sweet. All right. All right. You're trying to rebrand Fred Trump getting arrested at a Klan rally as his dad went to jail beating on the Klan, not a racist in the family? Oh my God, this is brilliant revisionism. Holy shit. Oh, I love you, Q Fox. You're just absolutely amazing. Explain the pyramids and Jews' claim to it. Oh my god. This is crazy. Holy shit, you're properly fucking nuts. That's alright. That dude was crazy. Did he get banned or does he just leave? How far back was he? He also tried to say that Trumps were wrongfully accused of discredit. Yeah, in the country club shit. Yeah, I read the whole fucking thing. Oh, there we go. Good luck with that, man. Good luck with that. That's definitely you know, that's a choice. You can make that choice. Yeah, jammed. I think it's the learned sociopathy. It feels more like that. This feels like that, like 4chan sociopathy, right? Marginalized, angry white youth. You know, radicalized online angry. It's got that feel. Oh, why did that? Come on. There we go. Drag it as an object. Oh, I see I have a notification here. I'm guessing that's my tier list. Okay, +8 is most conservative, -8 is most liberal. Not doing it tonight, Marcus. But I'm just wanting to peek at it. All right, now, let's see. Oh, yeah. No, I mean... Is this the... Oh, this is the entire fucking... Like, is this, like, the timeline of it, even? 'Cause that'd be great if... It's literally, like... No. Okay. Can I not immediately tab back? I can't. That's lame. Oh god. He's still going. What is he going about? He's been an American hero for 5 decades, to be fair. He's been an American punchline for 5 decades, maybe. This rebranding, this revisionism of Trump is hilarious. He's a joke, man. He was a punchline. Carlin used to fucking beat him up and down fucking Fifth Avenue with fucking material. The 94 special, I think, has a whole chunk on fucking how much of a joke Donald Trump is. The fucking entire crowd's laughing. He was an oddity. He was a joke, man. Fucking Candace Bergen went on a date with him because she's proper like deep Hollywood and shit like that, right? Like she's like politicians and shit too, I think, like that. But you know, her father is Edgar. But like, you know, yeah, she went on a date with him even, and she's like, he showed up in like an all maroon or like maroon fucking limo, and he had a matching suede suit. And she's like, yeah, like, you know, did you go on a second date? She's like, yeah, no. Right? Like, yeah. He wanted to be famous and, oh, God. He's a punchline, man. Hey, he helped Kevin McAllister that one time. Yep. Trump is a fragile man, baby. Yep, at Ramsey, we've always laughed at him. Yeah. He was a joke outside of the U.S. too, at least since the 90s. She dodged a bullet considering Trump raped his first wife. Dude, the shit he did to his first, was dragging her down the fucking stairs and shit like that. I mean, by her hair. Jesus, fuck me. Trump should have stayed president of the country. Has went to shit since Biden took over. You know the election was rigged. Yeah, the country definitely went to shit under Biden for sure. It hasn't been on a downward trajectory for many decades at this point. No. Nah, you're fine. Nah, you're fine. It was all fucking daisies. It's just candy and daisies up to that point. Facts matter. Question. Would Jesus be a bear or twink? Twink. 100%. Wait, no. Bear. Otter. Otter. Jesus would be an otter. Jesus would be an otter. Like actual Jesus, white Jesus. Like actual Jesus would be an otter. White Jesus would be a twink. Korean Jesus would be a twink. What other forms of Jesus have I seen recently? Walking on water makes him an otter. Carpe even with the rhyme. Nice. Raptor Jesus works. Believe you didn't follow me the first time, motherfucker. Either way, welcome back. Korean Jesus, best Jesus. Korean Jesus is best Jesus. Yeah, oh yeah, white Jesus is definitely a twink. But like real Jesus is an otter. Yeah, for sure. Is there a depict? Is like, is there? Okay. Coptic Jesus. I think with eyebrows that strong and that much of a beard and mustache, there's got to be some hairy arms and some hairy chest, but he's thin still. He's not bare, but he's pretty. He's gonna be an otter. Yeah, Coptic Jesus is an otter. Oh, Korean Jesus. I was gonna do this one.
Hey, Korean Jesus. I don't know if you only cater to Korean Christians or if you even exist. No offense. I'm really freaked out.
Oh, hey, Korean Jesus.
Hey, Korean Jesus. I don't know if you only cater to...
Korean Jesus is great. Yeah, Korean Jesus. There's also this Korean Jesus. This is in Korea. This is in Korea. Yeah, this is in Korea. Like this is actually in Korea. Like this is Korean Jesus. Yeah, Korean Jesus is fucking jacked. He is yoked. Straight up yoked. Are multiple Jesus called Jezi? Hey, Will Alexander. Fucking yeah, I guess they would be. Jesi? Jesus, Jesi. Because we do change that pronunciation methodology sometimes. Jezi? Jesi? Jesse's girl. He's taking those nails like it's a CrossFit workout. Fuck yeah. Are there really like wait, there's veins and shit, right? He's got fucking dude, he's got the yoked veins too. He's got the veins, yo. That's great. He's really like fucking that. I love dude, Korean Jesus is best Jesus. I don't care what anybody says. That's the best Jesus. Fucking just absolutely yoked out fucking Korean Jesus. Shit, man. How many reps, J-Dog? Looks like he's about to pull those he's about to pull his hands off those nails. Yeah, right? Like just pop. It's a good stretch for him. It's a good stretch. He's getting in a flexibility day. You know, he's getting in a nice flexibility day. I'm just gonna hang out here, fucking. You know, then I'll have a recovery day, and you know, Jehovah's greatest soldier. Oh fuck! I did, dude. I did. There's actually a test online. I'm not kidding you. Swole Holla. No, wrong one. All right, Swole Holla. I took here's swoleholla.com. It's a fitness calculator in this realm and the next. And I got Swolger, top 21%. I was told women don't like if you are too strong, so I put the iron down and picked it up back up again repeatedly. I care not what they think. Brocrates. Oh. Absolutely stupid shit. I love it though. Jesus all juiced up. We're doing the crucified work today. Oh yeah. Back then the way to get steroids was actually to actually inject animal hormones. What most of the swole this is what most of the swole Jesi did. Will Alexander, that's just common like historical knowledge, right? Like that's sort of like, you know, maybe not 101, but definitely like a 201 class territory. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, most historians would be able to, you know, explain that process of how the roving bands of Korean Jesi got as jacked as they did, for sure. The usage I've seen before is Jesus's, as in the three Jesuses of Ypsilanti, where three people with schizophrenia or believed they were Jesus Christ were brought together. Okay, so Jesus's. No, Jesi. I like Jesi better. Wonder Jesus ever smoked opium? You know, probably not. He seemed like more of a weed dude. For sure he was smoking weed. 12 dudes with no discernible income, wandering the desert. Fucking, I'm just saying. Somebody was slinging a dime bag here or there, right? Fucking. All of the apostles were actually spotters for Jesus. Return of the Jesi. Oh, is he just like, oh, poor guy. Cum gutters. That's what he resorted to? He resorted to cum gutters. Oh. The bag of mirth wasn't actually incense. Oh, he resorted to cum gutters. That's so adorable. Oh, wait, I got a message here. Hang on. Okay. Or not. That's weird. Either way. We're doing this. Let's see. Biggest twink is still early depiction Jesus with his cute, clean shaven face. Yeah, dude, Ramsey, you're right. Snow us. Capital. I don't have time to educate you. I don't give a shit. Timonian, I hope the best for you. I hope you pull your head out of your ass and that you actually like read some shit that's like not some QAnon Telegram post or something. I wish you the best of luck, man, but here's the long and short of it. Stop falling for strongmen. I'd say you're better than that, but I mean, you're in fucking some random internet channel chat room talking about how Trump's fucking some misunderstood genius. So I think that ship sailed, but I do wish you the best of luck. I really do. Name, take care of yourself. We're gonna rate over to public. We're rating to public loser, everyone. He's fought women his whole life. I know that. He's fought women and girls his whole life. Little girls, 13-year-olds. Anyway, what? Rape allegations with 13? Anyway, bye.